So now we'll be learning how to, you can say, is like use data driven framework and how to create it out. So what is data driven framework? So earlier we have learned what is keyword driven framework and where to use it. Now comes the idea like where to use data driven framework and what is data driven framework. Okay, now let's say for example I have to test a form. You have seen like you have applied for jobs or applied for your company registration or school college registration. So there is a comes a form. In that form what you'll see that the particular data fields which are present is always be present till the form exists, means no functionality change will be there, or you cannot expect also the UI change. You cannot expect any change in the application. Only thing what need to be tested in that form is the data which we are passing. Let's say for example there is a form for job application where you need to test by entering data. Let's say for example you have to enter the name, you have to enter the mobile number, you have to enter the age and click on submit and it will submit your form. So there that particular UI will never change, the functionality will never change. You cannot expect any change in the XPath, you cannot expect any change in the functionality of the application. It will remain as it is until the forms exist or that bank or anything you apply for exist. So here what we have to test is, you have to test is only matter is the set of data, a huge amount of data, a huge combination of data. You have to test it out. Let's say for example I passed in name field I passed some value, in age field I leave it blank, or in you say address field I pass some value and click submit, and this is one set of data. One set of data is leave the name field, I pass some value in the age field, I don't pass value in the address field and give the data in age field. And another test case maybe I pass the name value, I pass the age value as string, I pass the address value as numeric and click the submit button. So here what my concern is, I have to test it with a huge set of data. Functionality wise it is only one functionality, I have to submit by entering all the values. But here what I have to do is I have to test the form with a huge amount of data. Huge amount of data means huge set of data. You say one set of data will consist of one means value, like one is blank, one is having the value, one is having the, let's say for example in age field I pass string instead of numeric. So different set of data I will be passing to check that yes my form means is validated properly and every field is validated as per my requirement. So there we can just write a very small piece of code, but the data which we are passing will be used. For that we'll be using data driven framework. Let's say for example what this piece of code will do, which I have here. I'm just removing the Excel part because I don't need it now. Okay, let's say for example when I open Flipkart, as I will open this particular in my automation run, so it will be getting opened in a fresh browser. So by default, this window will get opened, which is now not opening because I am opening in a browser which has some history and cache stored in it. But once you run it in automation run, as I have told you in my first class, it always open it in a fresh instance which has no history and no cookies. So once you open Flipkart in automation run, this particular site will open with this pop-up. Okay, this is the case when you open Flipkart in a fresh system you have bought. means in the fresh browser with no history of cookies. Okay, so once I open Flipkart, this particular pop-up will always open in my automation run. Okay, let's say for example, this is my form in which I want to implement data-driven framework. And in my form, I have just two data field in which I will enter the data and submit my form. Let's take for now, let's take this is the form which I'll be using for data-driven framework. So here I have only two fields. So one is let's say for example mobile number, one is password, and I will click submit. So here in only two set of data fields, I can have you can say one set of data is correct mobile number, correct password and login. That is one set of data. One is correct mobile number, but no means incorrect password and login. That is second set of data. Third set of data is incorrect mobile number, correct password and login. That is third set of data. Fourth set of data, this is incorrect, this is incorrect and login. Then fifth set of data, these two are blank and login. Sixth set of data, this is having some value, this is blank and login. Seventh set of data, this is blank, this is some value, this is login. So see, only for two field I am having 7 set of data. So imagine in whole form which has you can say 20, 25 or 30 fields, how much set of data it will be having. So in that scenario, I'll be using data-driven framework. Okay. Let's say in this particular login page only, I'll be implementing data-driven framework just to have an idea like how to use data-driven framework. Okay. Just rename it. You can keep it as it is, but as we are using data-driven framework, so let's rename it. Okay. So TestNG provides us with an annotation @ data So what happens is TestNG provide us with an annotation that is @ data provider, which help us to create a data-driven framework. And the return type of that particular method which uses @ data provider annotation is object array. So in what is in object array, let's say for example I create an integer array, so I have to mandatorily store integer in it. But if I create an object array, I can store in the first index integer, second index string, third index character, anything. Okay, no, we cannot store character because it has to store object. Anything that is object, string is an object. You create an object of a class, that is an object. Anything which is an object, you can store it out. Means it doesn't depend on a specific data type. Got my point? So object. I'm creating a 3×2 matrix. These two will represent the number of data present in one set. I have only two data which need to be passed in a single set. That is, one is username, one is password, and this is the 3 is the set of data I want to pass. Let's say for example, I will be passing first is username has some value, password has some value, and second set username has some value, password has no value. One set, third set is username has no value and password has some value. So what I can do is okay. Now see what I have done is I have created a function data provider in which I have passed three set of data. This is my first set of data. This is my second set of data. And that one is my third set of data. Okay. Now see, I have passed three set of data. One is this one is the first set of data. This one is the second set of data. And this one is the third set of data. Okay. And I have written that object array. So once I've written that object array, here I have provided data provider is equal to get data, means the name of the function which I have used in that in the @ data provider annotation, that is get data. That is the function name. And I have defined the arguments for that function, that is string username and string password, because two data will be coming at once. Now see, I haven't used any loop here. because I am passing 3 set of data. So 3 loop would have been used, but at the data provider itself will run this at the rate test that much time. Like if I have 3 set of data, it will run this at the rate test 3 times. Okay, so if I have 4 set of data, it will run it 4 times. It will run it automatically the number of times the set of data I am passing out. Okay, so I did not have to provide any loop like I have to run it for 3 times or 4 times. It will automatically like run it for that much of times for which the set of data I am passing. So what you can do, if you have to again run with another set of data, you just add it out here below it. So it will run it for another one more time. So for that we do not have to worry. Like if I pass n set of data, it will run my @test n times. That I did not need to worry. So only I have to pass the set of data. How much set of data I want to run. Okay, let's say I'm running it out. Now we'll see like it will run my @test for 3 set of data automatically without providing any, you can say, loop or something. See, the first set of data, username 1 and password 1. A login it will fail because these are invalid credentials. Now see again my one more browser opened. Here it will provide me the second set of data, user 2, password 2. Password 2 will not be shown because it is in encrypted format, and login it will fail because they are not valid. So again one more browser will open. It will run for my third set of data. Okay. If you want to close the browser, just add driver.close after it, so it will get closed. Okay. Just to show you, I have not added it. So what you saw here, even though I haven't added the loop, it ran my @test for 3 times because I have 3 set of data here. So if I want one more set of data, I can just add it out here. So what here you have to do, you have to only change the data here in this function. Rest lines of code, these all you did not need to touch. If more set of data comes tomorrow, just add it out here. It will run automatically. Okay. So this is basically the data driven framework where you add n set of data and it will automatically run the functionality for the n set of data. Okay.